This is all you need to practice laying brick right here. This is it. All you have is 2 horses that are fairly stable, 2 before it goes across, and a couple of uprights right here, which you'll be laying your brick to keep your wall straight. Then I would suggest put a middle piece there so your board won't sag in case you get too much weight on it. And the way I've set these here, they're measured out, is like 5 brick there. We're gonna go there, and here, here, and in here. I think about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 5. Then you got these here that'll go on the ends. And the next course, when you lay it, this will go on this end, and that'll keep your bond on your brick, your head joints staggered to lock in. That way, you're not making cuts or anything. So it works out all full brick except for this broke end right here. This is called a bat, by the way. That's what we call them on the job. So that way you got it laid out and you won't have to make any cuts. Now, to keep them straight and in line, you get these corner blocks. You can get them at the local brick place or the lumber yard, I think has them. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're not. They're not that expensive. But anyways, I'm gonna hang this one on here. And then I'll show you how I did it. All right, this distance right here, you don't want it just real tight to keep it straight, but you want it tight enough where it will stay straight. It won't have a sag in it. So all you do is, I'm gonna hook it right here on this side here. So I put it in here just like that and kind of see about where it's gonna be about right, tight wide, right there it is, right there. Now you hold it right there. Don't let it slip. All right, here we go. We're gonna wrap it a couple of times. See here, 1, 2. Go in here in that groove, come around and go in that groove one more time. And that keeps it from sliding out of your corner block. Now it should be about the right tightness, and there it is. Now you got a nice, tight, straight string. All right, now I'm gonna show you how to mark these uprights so you can practice laying your brick. And to do that, what I do, people always ask, how big of a joint do you want on your mortar joints? And, well, we'll see. We'll put 3 of them down. Now, obviously that looks too big, right? You wouldn't want to see that on your house. All right, we'll try this. That looks a little tight. I think that would be hard to lay too. So in between those, I'd say about like that. Just kind of put them what you'd like to see on your house. The true measurement is 3/8 joint, and that's pretty close to 3/8 right there. That'll look nice. You know, if the whole house was like that, it'd look real nice, spaced out like that. Now this ruler is a brick spacing ruler. What it has is A, B, C, D, all the way to, is that K right up there?
Yeah.
What it is the A, let's see what it says. The A on this side is like 2 7/8 it looks like. So if you mark all of them on A, they'll all be laid on 2 7/8. So you can see the A here, the A here, A, all the way up the ruler. Now, after you've laid it out like you like it, let's see what it would work on. Let's see. I'm thinking C's. That's normally what it is. Yep, right about C's. Which C's, where's that C right here? And if I turn it over, that should be right on 3 inches. So the C's are on every 3, it'd be 3, 6, 9, 12, on and on. So that looks pretty good, and we'll lay them on C's. So if you were to brick your whole house all the way up, and usually we end up with soldiers up here on top. This represents brick molding on your house. Like, can you set it up there on that right there? You see that brick molding hanging down right there? Now they've ended up with stretchers up there, which is a lot harder to do versus this. And this looks pretty. This looks real nice, and it's easy. And I'm all for easy. But what you want to do is measure the length of this brick, because we got soffit up under here. There's a soffit up there, and you don't want them too long where it'll hit that, and you have to cut all these. So you measure your brick. This one's 9.5, and most of them should be 9.5. They vary sometimes. So what I'll do is I'll measure from this molding down, and I'll mark it at 9. That way, 9.5 will go up under, behind it right there, which will be a joint above that last mark, 9.5. See there? It'd be just like that. So, in other words, this should end out right there. So that's the first thing we do is start from the top, as long as it's fairly level. I know remodels, you gotta watch that, but new homes, most of them are pretty much on, kinda, sorta. Anyways, measure down 9. Now, you go all the way down to the footing, which that's what this represents here is the footing. And you see how it works out to your soldiers, which I made this work out. So it's going to be 3 inches. You can see I've marked C, 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 and C, and C. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 courses. Same thing on this side here. I've already marked them. And so we'll go ahead and put our string to that mark. Got to be right on it. Be real particular on putting your string on the mark, because if not, let's say that looks pretty close on the mark, right? All right, you think, oh, that's close enough, and you lay that whole course. Then you come up here and raise your string up to this mark, and then you're right on it. Well, you're gonna have a tight joint right here and a big joint on the next one. So you'll be able to see that. So be real particular on making your marks and putting your string on the marks. So we're gonna do that. Put it right on it, right there, that's right on it. And this one, we're gonna do the same thing. And there it is, that's right on the money right there. I was real careful on making these marks. So I'm gonna put the string, be careful, and put them right on the marks too. So there we go, that's ready to go. Now that we have brick here, we're going to make the mortar. Now the reason we do have everything ready before we make the mortar, because mortar has a schedule. It stays on that schedule. Once you make it, it's going to stay on its schedule. It won't wait on you to get ready. It's going to do its job, which will get nice and set up and hard and everything. So we do that last when we're ready to actually lay the brick. All right, next we're going to get the mortar ready, and this is mortar that already has everything ready. All you do is add water to it. So it makes it easier. And when we're doing this little deal here, you probably wouldn't want to use a whole bag. We just use like a half a bag. And to tell you that, the some of them, places will sell it, damaged bags that's been tore, so they get thrown around, get tore, and you can get them for like half price or even less, and still have all the mortar in it, but you have to keep it wrapped up or it gets pretty messy. But anyways, we're gonna go about a half a bag here. So I'm gonna open this up, and me and a helper will help get it ready to go and be right with you. All right, we're gonna add the water to it, and there's several ways of mixing. I showed you some of that at the beginning of this video. But you can also use a hoe, or I use this because it's quicker. It's harder a little bit because you're picking up more, but it's quicker. So you can use that, or even this is a good thing to use right here. Right here. You know, you don't have to work as hard. Like that. And if it feels like work, here's what I do. I act like I'm playing golf. I'll sit back here and look at it. Come up, get ready. There. Make a game out of it there. It's gonna be easy. Yeah, that works pretty good. It's effortless. Just like that. Like I said, this is quicker. It's just a little harder to do. Until you get used to it, it's not so bad. Now, I know a lot of y'all out there has put too much water in it. right at this point right here is where that happens, because you don't think about it sometimes, but that's already saturated with water, so any more water you put in there is going to make a difference. So you got to kind of take it easy on how much you put in there from now on. I'm going to go with right there. Try that. But when you see it all dark like that, it's already got water all through it now, so you got to be careful. There we go, it's getting there now. Just like that. Okay, it looks like we need a little bit more. Right there. See there how much it changed that quick? Sure did. That's going to be just about right there. There we go. That'll work. All right, what you want to do first is wet the board down. It's kind of dry right now, so that way it won't. The mortar won't drop so quick. If you put it on a dry board, it'll soak that water on that pretty good. And another thing, in brick terms, now that it's mixed, we call it mud. So if I say mud, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know why. I guess because it looks like mud, or maybe because mortar has 2 syllables, and it takes longer to get it when you ask for it. Bring me some mortar versus bring some mud. Maybe that's it. Who knows? Anyway, put some on there. And we're going to learn to lay brick now. There we go. All right. Here's our footing. Here's my trowel. I'm going to start with a full brick here and work my way this way, but I'm going to show you how to spread mud first. Now, what you want to do is kind of get it on your trowel like you want to see it on here. Now, this is the way you want it to look when you spread mud like that. One more. See there? That's what you want to end up doing, but I'm not gonna let you learn it that way yet. Because if this is your first time, this is the best way to do it. Get you about this much here, bring it over here, and just simply lay it on there. That's it. Just lay it on there. Do it again. That might be a little too much, so I'm putting a little less on this one. And just put it down. Again, over the footing, put it down. Just like that. Over the footing and put it down. Now, we're going to start by laying one at a time. That way I can show you everything to look for when you're laying the brick. Okay, you see my upright. It's flush with this, we'll call this the footing, concrete footing, on both ends. So, the bottom of the brick should be flush with this right here, just like this is. We're following this to keep it straight. So we got to follow that to keep it straight. Okay, this right here will leave a hole. Watch this. Watch this. See, it's going to leave a hole. So all these little places that you see, what I do is that you can furrow the mud and get this right here. Look at the angle of my trowel. It's not like that where it slides off. It's in a little bit of an angle like this. Now, to put it here, watch this. You put some suction on it where it won't fall off the trowel. That's the trick of that. See, it stays on the trowel. It gives you time to go right here and put it right there. Look at that. I still got a little bit on my trowel. I'll go ahead and get this one. There's a little spot. Let's go ahead and get it. Suction right there. Put it right there. Now it should not leave a hole. And that's one thing you want to concentrate on is not leave holes everywhere. because when it's time to clean up the wall, you got a bunch of holes to fill up, and that's kind of a pain. All right, here we go. What I'm gonna do is go against this wood. Go against this wood right here, first thing, and then slide straight down. See there? Now, it's kind of hard to push right now, so move it back and forth. Look how fast it goes down when you move back and forth. That's nearly to the string. And here's, I can't stress this enough. When you lay the brick, one thing I want you to do, leave it high. Leave it above the line. I'll tell you why, because if you go right with the line and then you got to roll your brick a little bit because it's off, you're going to end up being below the line. You got to pick it up, re-spread your mortar, and start all over again. So I'm leaving it above the line a little bit. Now I'm going to cut this off. That looks pretty flush right there. Now, if you were even with the line already, and your brick is like this, rolled a little bit, when you roll it back again, you're going to be below the line. So leave it, take your time, and get it above the line first, and then when you get this right down here, then you can go ahead and push it down to the line. Just like that. There it is. That's laid really nice. That's acceptable. It's to the string. It's flush right here. That's it. We're following that just right on the money. Now we're going to butter, we call it butter, this next joint. So again, get some suction on that trowel where that mud doesn't fall off. If you have to do like this, is the best way to really make it stay on there. Just tap it on the board like that, and it won't come off there. And a lot of times, when you butter it, it'll fall off. So what you can do, if you have problems with that, stucco it first a little bit. Now it has something to stick to. See there? It sticks to it. Now, every time you lay a brick, you wonder how to hold it, which end to butter. Your thumb always goes on the face. It's always on the face. See here, look. That's how you want to always pick up your brick, with your thumb on the face. Now, I'm going to butter this so we can get a good full joint on this head joint. So again, put some suction. We're going to put that, if you're confused on which end to act like you're going to lay it, oh, there it is, right here. That's where we want it, right here. So turn it up, because we're fighting gravity all the time. We got to beat that gravity. Hold it up like that, and you got suction on, you got time to aim, and just slide it on there like that. And you want to do it more straight up and down versus this. If you do that, you'll leave holes in it too. So what you want to do is straight as you can. See, it's nearly straight with the brick. See there? Now, so it won't fall off, what I do is turn your trowel over like this, grab a hold of it, like that, and that's going to stay on there. There. Now we can put it on here. Squeeze it first, and then cut this. Leave it high for a minute. Take your time. You're not on the clock, so take your time. You want to learn to do it right. Okay, we don't want to be touching the line. We want it clear of the line. See there, it's clear. You start touching it, it'll get off as you go down. All right, go back and forth a little bit like that. You can see it going down. You're flush here still, looks good. Come on down, get to the string, all the way. There it is, looks good right there. There's two. Now we'll do it again. Butter it, do the same thing here, butter it, squeeze. Leave it high for a second, and there it is. Now we'll finish spreading mud across. To get in that, it's kind of hard. Sometimes you got to turn this way and put it in there, or you can do it this way. Put that suction on there, put a pretty good amount, and go like this, put it on, get you another one. This is the easiest way to do this part right here. There's a lump in it. Here it goes. One more time. Go a little bit more to get a little more mud in there. Just like that. And again, kind of keep it straight up and down the best you can. Because if you have it like that, you're going to leave a hole in it. So we want it up toward the front and straight up and down. So look here. Just like that. That'll squeeze out nicely and you won't have a problem. this, squeeze. You see, I'm cutting it off as I lay it. So I can see that this is what I'm looking at right here, and this. You can stucco it, and put that on there. Again, hold it up like this, not like that. It'll fall down there. Up where it'll stay on there. Like that. Again. There it is. Stucco. Put in the bat. We'll go like that. Again, the thumb on the face. That's what's going to show. See there? Hold it again. Do the same thing. It's going to slide in there. Just like that. Against that wood. I'm going to tell you, go against the wood and then slide down. This is your last brick. This is the closure. Tap it down, because you left it high. Everything's good there. Everything good. Go on down with it. There it is, the first course. Done. Not really that hard, is it? Not bad. Now, again, be right on the mark here. Right on it. There it is, right there, and this side too. Now I'll do one the way I normally do at work, and I kind of talk to myself when I'm working. That way, say this joint was kind of big, I had to open them up. Well, the next time I'll be talking to myself about that. Don't forget, you had to open up last time, so get ahead a little bit. Oh, by the way, if you want to keep these straight up and down every other course, because if you don't, on a long wall, you'll see it doing this. You don't want that. Right now would be a good time. There's always a backing on your house. The existing house, there's always a backing here. But you can take your level, and every third or fourth brick, right there, make a mark on your house. Go another 3 or 4 brick, and do the same thing. That way you have a mark to look at, and you can kind of stay with them once you get this one the way you want it. Now, here we go. When you get a lot of practice in to fill in this spot right here, which is kind of hard to do, I always just kind of throw it like that. See there, I let it go on the other side of my trowel in there. Now that's pretty full. That'll work right there. Okay, we'll do it again. But the way I do it, put the point down and just let it come on out like this. I'm gonna leave that, I'll show you something here in a minute. And again, suction. There it is. All right. I'm going to leave that so now we're going to start with the bat on this end. See, we have it on that end, right? Now we got it on this end. Against the wood. Slide down. Leave it high. Look at it. That went all the way down. There we go. Stucco it. And then put the head joint. These, by the way, are head joints. These are the bed joints. So you'll know what I'm talking about when I mention those. Again, same process. Right here, squeeze. That's far enough. Leave it kind of high, look at it. Get it right. Wiggle it around a little bit. Come in a little bit. There we go. Stucco it. Put the head joint on. Again. Squeeze. Keep that cut off so you can see what's going on right here. Okay, look, that's going to leave a hole. I'll show you something here. If you're really moving now, put this on there, you got a hole, right? What I do, instead of picking it up, putting mud on there, you see that? Look at this. I got on the back of my trowel. You see that? I guess you call it, I pinched it off. So what I do is I put it right here. Look here, watch this. Pinch it off, put it on. See there, I got it again. Hey, can you go on this side with the camera? Maybe they can see. Say you got a little bit of mud there. Maybe down here and point up and see what it does on the back of my trowel. Watch this. Watch it. And if your camera goes in slow motion, I'd encourage you to do that, and that way you can see exactly. See here? You see that? There it is. That way you have it on right where you want it on your trowel to put it where you want it on the wall. Like I said, put your cameras in slow motion if you need to. Those are real handy moves right there. And here, see that's hanging out there? I'm gonna get it. Got some suction again, and you can cover that up. That way you won't have to go reaching back on your mud board again or anything. There we go. Now, I'm gonna show you one more real handy move. Okay, you got that. You're gonna get some wood and you're going down. All right, to fill that in real good, sometimes it don't. I mean, that did pretty good, but here is the most handiest move in bricklaying history. You put mud on top of it right there, right? What I'm doing is basically what I did when I got it off the wall here, is you start with your trowel flat and just keep doing it and keep angling your trowel up, up, up. There it is on the back of the trowel. Now you can fill in that mud joint right there. Look at that. Now that's kind of big. I'm gonna move it up just a little, kind of space them out right. Like that. Look, see that right? Look at opportunity. See that right there? Watch this. Now it's on the back of my trowel like that. You can put it right there. Look at that. Simple. Very simple. Now you got this course on there. You can take your level. Say you had a mark here. Well, right beside it, I'm gonna put it, because we're on 3/4 bond here with these bricks. Make a mark for this course. Now you have marks to follow all the way up the wall, and you should be able to keep it nice and straight, and it'll look real nice for you. We've got to the top of the house now, and it's time to lay the soldiers. I've laid that one right there. It's dry against our upright right there, just like these are, to make it look the same. We've got the wall completed as far as the stretchers. These are stretchers, and those are soldiers. I'm going to teach you how to do the soldiers now. Again, you want the thumb on the face, and you're going to butter these to lay the soldiers. So this is the side, because you're going to lay it just like that. See there? When you're laying these stretchers, you work from left to right. If you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, it's the other way around. And the right-handers, when you're doing soldiers, you're laying those from right to left. Because your trowel's in your right hand and the bricks in your left, it's just more handy, just like that. Versus, let's say I was doing this side, I'd have to put my trowel down and have it buttered, and then lay it with my right hand. I have to put my trowel down. So that's why it's much handier to go from right to left when you're right-handed. Now, what I do is, again, get some suction on there, right? Now you got time to work that mud. Turn this just like that, because gravity's going to come into play if you don't. And what we're going to do is start right here and just go just like that. You might want to do this too to keep it from falling off. I myself butter both sides of the brick. There's a lump. This side too. That way it's a little more solid. Now, if you'll come around here with the camera, because I might be in your way, come up here, have it right here, turn it up, push it against that one, wiggle it up and down, against your molding up here. And come on down and try to keep this joint pretty much the same as all these others, where it looks real uniform. Kind of step back and look at it, see if it's straight up and down. And for beginners, you might want to get your level and check it every now and then, you know, just because you start leaning them, you'll see it when you're far off looking at it. So you might want to check every third one. I wouldn't worry about checking every one, because you can't get that far off. Okay, again, thumb on the face, get some suction going here, hold it where it's up and down, and keep this, like I said on the others, when you butter, try to keep that up straight the best you can. It fills in that joint a lot better. Same thing. That. Wiggle it down a little bit. Then you get it straight. Look at it. Look at it. Like that. Now, something I can show you is that sometimes to make it look decorative, we step one out every now and then. So, I'll show you how to do that. Where I missed that, fill that in so you won't leave a hole. But you want to do the same thing. Now, I'm going to pull it out this way. Look at that, see? And make that joint about the same as those. Put it off. There it is. Got one sticking out right here. Again, butter both sides. Again, now we're going to flush again. We just want one every now and then. Every, what, 1, 2, 3, every fourth one on this one. You can do every other one. You can do every 2, every 3. I'm doing every other 4 right now. I know that ain't gonna stay. There we go. There it is. Looking pretty good. I got one more brick, so I'm going to pull it out so you can kind of get the idea on the staggering, the decorative look of it. Let's get one more brick. I don't know why I spread that far. There we go. A lump in there too. There we go. Now, one more brick. Suction. Got time to do this. Might want to do that so it won't fall off on you. Then that side. So we're going to let this one stagger out here. You want to throw that in away probably, but it's just practice. And you do this all the way down your wall right here. It really looks nice. Most people like that. So, all right, to clean these joints off to make them look real nice, we mainly use an anchor bolt. And some commercial jobs, they have a specific tool they use, but on residence, this works real nice. And to do that, you do all the head joints first. And I'll tell you why. Here's all the head joints right here. I'm getting these right here first, all of them first. Because, let's say we do the bed joint first. Let's look at that. All right, there's the bed joint. Now I decide to do the head joints. Now, if you get on the end of the wall, look this way, you'll see these little spots where I did the head joints last. What you want to look at when you look down the wall is a one continue line. So we'll go ahead and get the head joints out of the way first. All the head joints out of the way first. Just like so. And if you got kind of a big joint like that one, instead of going straight down like it, turn your bolt a little bit like that, and it gets both edges of these brick a lot better and won't go so deep with your bolt. There that is. Now we're going to do the bed joints. Just like that. And you want to feel both edges of these bricks. If we don't, you'll see where you skipped. A hole there. Feel that in a little bit. Won't look so bad. There we go. Feel better. Just like that. Like that. You want to let this dry a little bit before you do this. You get a little nicer finish on it. Do it too wet, it's kind of smeary, and you can tell. And plus, the mortar will turn a lot lighter doing that, so you let it dry a little bit if you can. I know a lot of y'all at the end of the day want to go home. You got to strike it up anyway, but try not to do that if you can help it. Anyways, there's soldiers. Start at the top and pull it down. Do the same thing. Do all these first, and then the bed joint on it. Now to clean it off, all that's hanging out and everything, I use a piece of carpet. Works great. It cleans them too, like smudges. You get those smudges off of it. Just kind of go over it a little bit. Fix a spot here and there if you need to. See, that's got a little bit of mortar on it. It'll take some of that off there. Look a lot better. Just like that. Like that, like that. Same thing with these. Be careful, don't push too hard, you'll push them in. Then you gotta relay them. Just mainly getting that stuff that's hanging out, sticking out off, you know, where it looks smooth. Anyway, there you have it right there. A nice brick house right there. Anyways, there you have it. You have the stretchers and the soldiers. I'll be doing some more videos, so this is a good way to practice, and I encourage you, if you want to do this, or you got your own project, I'm going to teach you how to do a house like a third of the way up. A lot of people like that, and it makes the house look really nice too. So on the next video, we'll be doing a real house. Thank you for watching.